Today, we're going to be covering how to create high converting email campaigns. This isn't going to be just theory. This is a complete blueprint for building emails that actually get opened, read, and most importantly, clicked. Because let's be honest, everybody, including me, is tired of seeing the monthly newsletter. Before we do, my name's Chris Coronado. I'm the founder of Pro Emailers, and we help small e-commerce brands generate $25,000 to $150,000 of additional revenue every month utilizing email marketing. Let's get started today. The number one thing that we need to consider when we are thinking about high converting emails, we need to think about what the action is the user is going to take. If it doesn't fit on a phone screen, it's already too long. Curiosity is your best friend here. Give just enough to spark interest, but do not give too much away. Think of a movie trailer, not a spoiler alert. Urgency is a great tool here. Today only, in soon, don't miss this. Basically the email version of your friend's text, we're leaving without you. You want to create urgency. Personalize when you can. Hey, Chris, saw this and thought of you. Vibe beats the dear valued customer every time. The dear valued customer does not seem like you are thinking of me at all. It only seems like a robot in a corporate setting that wrote this. Hey, Chris, saw this and thought of you feels more like you are. I know that you are not writing this to me. I know you did not write this to me, but you thought about me. And as I'm reading this out loud, it feels as if I think you think I'm a human. And that's very important. Test everything. Subject lines aren't tattoos, right? You can and you should try different versions. Think of using emojis, not using emojis. Think of the length of the subject line versus a shorter subject line. Think of using a name. Think of using a city. Think of those different versions of personalization. We want to consider all those things as we build out our campaigns. An example of something where we have a really good utilization of a subject line, instead of saying our September newsletter, boring, try last chance, 20% off ends tonight. One sounds like homework. The other one makes me want to grab my wallet, right? The next piece in this that we really want to think about, which goes hand in hand with your subject line, is the pre-header text. Think of pre-headers as your wingman. It shows up right under your subject line and helps seal the deal. Treat it like a sequel. It should continue the subject line, not repeat it. Keep it under 100 characters, short and sweet. Highlight the benefit or the deal, right? We want to say free shipping, bonus gift, VIP access, early access. We don't want to waste time with a view in browser that you see on low tier email campaigns at the top of the email. That is useless. What we want to do is take advantage of every opportunity we have to communicate with our customers. An example of this would be a subject line, your exclusive invite inside. Pre-header would be join us Friday for early access and free bonuses. That's a 1-2 punch your inbox cannot ignore. It's not too much information, but enough to get them intrigued, to get them into the campaign. Third thing that we really want to think about while we're building these things out is structuring the body copy. This piece is always funny to me because so many people almost have this right, but it's just a little bit too much. Now they've opened their email, great, but if the body of the email is a wall of text, they are out. It is too much work to expect for any one person that is picking up their kids, that is actually on their way to work, to actually engage with a wall of text. They're not trying to read a book. Lead with the benefit. This email is about them. It is not about you. Always consider the user's experience over your own. Keep it snackable, short paragraphs, bullet points, easy to scan while standing in the coffee line. We want to make this as frictionless as possible. Write a human, not a robot. You beats we every single time. Example of this would be, instead of saying we've launched a new product that's available now, try, you can now get early access to our new product. And here's how it saves you 10 minutes every morning. That simple pivot makes a massive difference when we think about a user's experience. When they read that information, they are thinking about themselves and what benefits them and not what benefits you. Sprinkle in that social proof. We want reviews, testimonials, and customer quotes. Nobody wants to be the first person on the dance floor. Let's give them information, quotes, and testimonials of users that have also made the purchase so they don't feel alone in this. They know that other users are happy with the purchase and happy with the product they received from your brand. Designing the call to action button. This is very important. This is always missed, and I see this a lot on plain text emails for smaller brands. Here's where the money's made. The CTA is the big neon sign that says, do this next. When you go to an airport, you walk in. If you don't know what to do, there are signs everywhere giving you instructions on what to do next. You walk in, check in here. You walk in, flights this way, bathrooms this way. There's always a sign to guide you. We need to guide our users. If we happen to get these users to actually open up that email, we need to give them information on next steps, on what we expect them to do next. We cannot expect them to just figure things out on their own. We need to help them along the journey. Using action words, shop now, download the free guide, book my demo. These are things that are going to help in that call to action. We want to give them instructions on what they can do or what they should do. Put it in a button. Buttons get clicked, period. Do not just highlight a piece of text and expect them to understand that. That highlighted or underlined piece of text is a button that they can click and get back to the site. We want to make it in a button form, ideally as big as you possibly can make it. We want to make this as visible to the naked, on the iPhone or the Android as possible. We don't want users guessing or fumbling around on what to do. Make it easy for them. The less friction we have, the better things will be. Use colors that stand out. We don't want things to blend in. We want these CTA buttons to really pop. We want the eye to be drawn there, so back to site, ultimately to make a purchase. Place it at least twice in the email. Some users scroll to the bottom, some don't. About 60% of your users will not even make it past the first little piece of your email. If they're there at the bottom, give them another opportunity to get back to site and click the button. 2 places is better than 1. If you have an opportunity for more buttons, depending on the length of the email, even better. Email design best practices. If your email looks like a Craigslist ad, people are going to just not leave. They're not going to look at it. They're going to leave. Bad design is not acceptable in 2025. It's just not. When we're designing these emails, we need to think about doing it mobile first. Most users are opening their emails on their devices. Let's give them the email on their device and think about how it's going to render on their phone. Make it easy, make it big font, make the buttons big, the imagery perfect. We don't want to think about desktop. Desktop is fine. Users open up their emails on desktop. I do, but I'm an anomaly. Most users are opening them on their mobile device. Let's design for that. Think about single column layouts. Makes it easier to read, makes it easier to digest information on a mobile device. If we have 2 or 3 columns, the text and the font sizes get very small on mobile. It's definitely hard to read. If we're going to do that for mobile, we need to make sure that when it does consolidate to a mobile device, that all of a sudden it stacks. Another story for a different day, but that'll make it easy for the user to read on a mobile device, and we can still keep the 2 to 3. But in general, best practice would be to stay to a single column layout. Use white space. White space is your friend. A lot of people get afraid of white space, thinking that it's boring. There's not enough. It's not enough happening. When we congest an email, users get overwhelmed. The eyes get fatigued and they leave. If I'm reading the email and it's way too much information right out the gate, I am exhausted right away. This is not interesting. This does not help me. I'm out. We want to use white space to our advantage. It makes the email easier to breathe and more digestible. Keep it on brand. We all know this, but sometimes brands using third-party tools don't actually think about the colors and the fonts that they're using in their emails. If your site uses one color, brand alignment colors, you have a design system for your site, use it in your email. Don't divert. Don't make these 2 different brands. Keep them the same. Optimize your images and add alt text. Because most times some people are have their images in emails turned off, we want to still be able to give them the information that is on that image asset. The image says 10% off this weekend only, but the user can't see the image. The alt text will provide that information. The alt text should also say 10% off this weekend only. In the event that they can't see the image in their email, they still get the relevant information and they can make a decision whether or not they want to shop that 10% off this weekend. Keep it 600 pixels. Big brands, other brands will do 720 pixels, perfectly fine, but they accommodate that with custom code. If you are not a developer, you do not know how to code, keep it 600 pixels. Trust me, don't divert from this. Unless you are just an extremely good developer, stick to 600 pixels. You'll thank me later. Make your life a lot easier. Testing and optimizing. Think of emails dating. You don't know what works until you try it, right? Then you adjust. Think of it the same way. We're going to try everything until we start seeing some good success. And once we see success, we're going to make small tweaks to that success and pivots and testing, right? We're going to test out the subject lines. We always do this. This is probably the biggest action that we take the most is we want users to open up our emails and not just sit in the inbox unopened, unread. All of our work went for nothing. Subject lines is something you always want to test. Test your pre-headers. Test the placement of those call to action buttons, whether it's too many words, a small word, whether it's up higher on the email, middle of the email. Test the colors on those buttons. Also test the visual layout. Do we want to have an image asset at the top of the email? Or do we want to have text first and then an image? Test these things out, see what your users react to better. Overall, you're going to do this for the rest of your email marketing campaigns lifetime. Get used to it. You're testing. You're always trying to optimize and make things better. People change. Users' behaviors change. You need to test to find out what's changed and how to make your business stay afloat and improve. Next thing, and lastly, is you want to stay in compliance and build trust, right? We don't want to bombard users with information that they've already unsubscribed from. You don't want to give them emails 5 times a day. We don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be annoying. It gets frustrating when I see the same brands over and over in my email and you're thinking to yourself, this is great. Eventually they'll open my email. It doesn't work that. Don't send them. There's segmentation involved there. We want to build trust and we want to stay in compliance. Do that at all costs, right? Always include an unsubscribe link. Yes, always. People don't actually include that and it's frustrating for users. They end up not just not liking the brand, they start to hate the brand because you're sending them things that they can't get out of. Always include an unsubscribe link. Put your physical address in your emails. It is the law, at least in the US. So put your physical address in the emails and do not lie in your subject lines. Nobody likes to be catfished with a subject line and you're just April Foolsing them. Don't do that. It is annoying. Compliance isn't just about avoiding fines. It's about treating your audience with respect and respecting subscribers, loyal subscribers. And that's it. Blueprint for building emails that people actually want to open. Keep your subject lines sharp, pre-headers helpful, body copy human, CTAs loud, design clean, test consistently, and compliance tight. Do this and your open rates, clicks, and sales won't just improve, they'll thank you. Links are below. Feel free to schedule a call. I'm happy to help. Thanks. Bye.